Live from the BiffNet Studios World Headquarters in Spring, Texas, it's Barry on Deck, hosted by former ESPN Houston radio host and stand-up comedian Barry Laminack, starring Oliver the Cat. Written by Barry Laminack, produced by Barry Laminack, directed by, you guessed it, Barry Laminack, featuring sports, entertainment, special guests, film sessions, and some drinking. Okay, a lot of drinking. Viewer discretion is advised. And now, here's your host, Barry Laminack.
Oh, what's up, you damn dirty deckheads? Oh, welcome to Barry on Deck. Now, I am your host, Barry Laminack. Thank you guys for being here. Today is Tuesday, not Monday, but Tuesday, September 2nd, 2025. This is episode number 978. I thought it was 979, but it's 978 of Barry on Deck. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the program. Hey, hello, hi. How are you? I hope you're doing good. Trying to get this, not tweet, but I guess Blue Sky post. Sports podcast. Out. So it can go out to the world. Yeah, whatever. Hope you're doing good. Yeah, hope things are rocking and rolling wherever you're at. Hope you had a good long weekend. Hopefully some of you got 4 days off. I did. If you didn't, that sucks. But hopefully you got at least 3. That's always good if you got 3. Nora got 4. So I got 4. That's always a positive. Uh-oh, that's too much. There we go. We'll just do that. Boom, 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 boom. All right. Show has been tweeted. Although it's on Blue Sky, so it's not really a tweet. I don't know what they call that. I don't know what to call it when I post on Blue Sky. I don't know. Nonetheless, I have posted on Blue Sky to alert the people. All of the peoples. But welcome in. Good to see you. Astros Yankees tonight. Yes. Can't wait. Still don't have headphones fixed. Still getting annoying echo. Man, I was teetering. I'm not going to lie. I was so close to not doing a show today just because I'm so behind. One day, well, I shouldn't say one day. Heck yeah. 4 days really, like 4 days of not doing anything really throws me off. Like it really does. But I was like, nah, I can't do that to my peoples. I can't do that. We got to have a show. Gots to. So here we are. We're doing it and doing it well. Oh, why did I do that? Reopen, close tab. What was Chandler Rome talking shit about? Nope, that wasn't it. This is Ove Altuve's first start in left field since July 28th. Oh. Okay. Yeah, whatever. Excuse me. Shit. Damn it, my bad. All right. God, my chest gets tight. I'm still not. Chandler Rome sucks. Why do you say that? I'll give you my opinion, but I'd like to know, by the way, what's up, Hydrilla Gorilla? Why, pray tell, do you say that Romy Rome sucks? Why? I'm always interested to see why people have those opinions. I got into it this weekend. I mean, not like bigly, but I was going back and not really back and forth, but I was just posting on.
Which college football fan base has the worst season opener weekend?
Oh,
Texas, Alabama,
good
or
poll.
North Carolina?
Really good poll. Really good poll on Twitch. By the way, welcome to everybody both on YouTube and on Twitch. Keith Sager, sir, thank you for resubscribing for 43 months. You, sir, a gentleman and a scholar, and good afternoon to you. And Hydrilla, I'm glad you could make it in chat today as well. Hydrilla's over on YouTube along with AJB. Who else is on YouTube? Donna, my sweet, sweet Donna. Total Dallas. They're all on YouTube holding it down, all 4,000 of them. Don't look. You don't need to look. You don't need to look. Oops, didn't mean to hit that. Yeah, I got into it because somebody posted about Paul Feinbaum. It's a skeet berry? What is a skeet? Oh, it's a skeet. That's hilarious, Donna. That's hilarious. God damn it. But yeah, somebody was like, Paul Feinbaum sucks. He's the worst. I hate him. Da, 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 da. I was like, they were like, he's a gas bag. He's never right. He sucks. And then somebody like called him Paul Fuckbomb. And then somebody made fun of his ears. I was like, how old are you, first of all? And like, this is what he wants. Like, people hate watch just as much as they watch. So you getting angry. Like, I understand if you're like, I don't like Chandler Rome. I don't think he's good. Because Chandler Rome isn't just saying crazy, outlandish shit just to get you riled up so that you will go hate watch or hate read his shit. But Paul Feinbaum and Stephen A. Smith and those cats, they're doing that. So if you're that dude, you're feeding into it. Like, that's exactly what he wants. So yeah, I was just like, what does it matter? This is he. And they were like, he's stupid and he doesn't know his shit and he's a dumb doo-doo head and all these things. And it was like, he gives opinions. What material effect does that have on your team? First of all, why are you upset? Second of all, it's just giving an opinion. He loves Alabama. Who gives a fuck? Do you get this upset when Kirk Herbstreit calls an Ohio State game? I know I do. But also, Kirk Herbstreit's not trying to get me upset. You know what I mean? Like, Kirk Herbstreit is just calling Ohio State games, and I don't know why I hate it so much, but I do. I just don't think it should be allowed. But what up, Perry? What up, Tony? What up, Shelbsters? So Hydrilla said he ran Dusty out of town, and I don't think he got correct information from the Stros. Oh, I don't think he gets correct information from the Stros. I don't think he had everything to do with running Dusty out of town. I don't think Chandler Rome has that much stroke. I could see where you would give him partial credit. Let me see if I can fix this, by the way. Is this fixed now? Yes, there we go. But I don't think he had everything to do with it. A lot of fans were pissed off about Dusty as well. So it wasn't just on Chandler. I mean, there were people in this chat that were calling for Dusty's job, but I think Chandler does some okay work. I will say this. There was an article that popped up in my inbox yesterday morning about Luis Garcia and his Tommy John surgery on the day that he pitched or after he pitched. And it was like, this all seems a little late, but yeah, whatever. Yeah. Perry said, Shelby said, damn, I'm late. Perry said, me too. Or are we? Not really. Not really. Today was a busy day for your boy trying to catch up, meetings and whatnot, and sending out Booker emails. I sent out more Booker emails in one day today than I probably did in the last 4 months. It was crazy. I was getting after it. I was going to town. I'm determined to fill up the rest of my calendar. I've only got like how many weekends do I have free? Let me see here. What am I sending people? I'm sending them how many dates? Nope, not that. Not that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 weekends left in the month that I need to fill. So I've been sending them like crazy, trying to get them filled up. So we've got shit to discuss today, though. We had our fantasy drafts. Well, 3 of 4. One of them fell through. We've got college football plenty. If you're on YouTube, you no doubt saw the thumbnail of the crying Jordan Texas Longhorn mascot, which I still love a good crying Jordan. I know it's played out. I get it. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. I've got your MLB power rankings, so we'll talk a little MLB. Oh, all 4 did happen? Oh, that's right, Monday. Yeah. See, I'm thinking today's Monday, and that was going to happen tonight. You're right. The 4th one happened yesterday. My bad. Thank you, Jen. Jen keeping me on track. So we had all 4 fantasy drafts. The leagues are set, raring and ready to go. Jen has also created for our Patreon members, which if you're not, you can join there. But Tony said I already won my league. Well, but yeah, Jen has, oh my God, what is it called? Not Duck Dynasty. It's DraftKings. There's a DraftKings league that's for Patreon members. And don't forget, don't you know, we still have the Pick'em contest you can get in on. Now, this is for anybody. You don't have to be a Patreon member to play this. It is $20 to enter. $2 of that money goes into the winner pool. The other 18, you could potentially win back. For every week, I'm going to show you a matchup of the week in fantasy. It'll look something like this. You might see like, oh, Mark G versus Perry. I'll pick from one of the 4 fantasy leagues. You'll see the pick-up matchup that'll look like that. It'll give you estimated point totals. And then your job will be to go pick. Who you think will win that week. And then I'll go through all the fantasy leagues. Like it'll look something like this. And I'll give you all the points. And then we'll keep track of who gets what right every week. And for every point you get right, for every pick you get right each week, you get a point or essentially $1 back. So if you go 18 weeks and pick every week right, you get all 18 of your dollars back of the 20. Now, if you miss one, that dollar goes into the winner pool, so you don't get it back. So for every wrong pick each week, you have to put that back into the winner pool, and we do that for you. So this is an example of what the final tally looked like last year. Alex Villanueva won. He got 13 of the 18 weeks right, which means he got $13 back. But since we're all putting money into the winner's pool, everybody put money in, even Alex. I mean, for 5 weeks, he got it wrong, so he put $5 into the winner pool. Jeff Skiggity and Jesus picked 12 weeks right, so they put $6 each into the winner pool, and so on and so on. Rob only got 1 week right, so he obviously put 17 weeks worth into the winner pool, and that means everybody did that plus their $2 a piece, which means the total winner pool for last year was $232. That means first place ended up getting $162.40. Alex Villanueva won $162.40 plus got his $13 back. Second place ended up winning $69, and $69.60, plus each of them got their $12 back. Now, because we had a three-way tie, they ended up having to split the $69 three ways. And that's okay. They still won money, and they got their $12 back. So it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun to get into. I make it super easy. There's a form you'll fill out. I'll have the form. You click on a link, and I'll post the links here in the chat. I'll also post them on the Discord and whatnot. And then you'll just go and fill it out and pick your winner, and it gets submitted. It's that simple. So if you want to play, all you got to do is email Jen at barryondeck.com. That's Jen at barryondeck.com, and tell her, hey, I want in on the Barry on Deck Pick'em Challenge. That's the BOD Pick'em Challenge. Tell her you want in. Here's some more of the rules right there. It's open to anyone. $20 to enter. $2 goes into the winner pot. Each week you pick a fantasy team you think will win. If you're correct, you get a point. For every point, you get $1 back at the end of the season. All incorrect picks put $1 into the winner's pot. The person with the most points gets 70% of the winner pot at the end of the season. Second place gets 30. If there are ties, we split it. So if there's a three-way tie for first, there's obviously not going to be a second place. Everybody's just going to split it three ways. Got it? Got it. This was Jen's idea last year, I think was our first year. A lot of fun. Everybody enjoyed it. So we're doing it again. Should be good. Jacob said, what up, Jacob? Jacob said, y'all don't want none. Well, get in, pimp. You better get in. Email Jen. It starts this week. All the fantasy teams are picked. So, get in while you can get in. NFL starts this week. Thursday is our first game of NFL Week 1. So, what do we all got on tap? We got some headlines. We've got college football Week 1. The AP Top 25 poll is out for Week 1. We'll get into that. I've got a pretty cool little article from The Athletic that is the NFL worst QB situations. Yeah. The worst QB situations in the NFL. Some of these you'll probably be able to guess. Some of them are pretty easy. I kind of did the fantasy update just now, but I will remind you again. I'll do that. And then, then I will do some MLB stuff. I've got a MLB power rankings. We can talk about what's going on as teams make the push for playoffs. Holy shit. We have a Dustin Sims sighting, ladies and gentlemen. Oh my God. Everybody put your dick away. Everybody put your dick away. He's liable to grab it or thump it, or at least stare at it. Zip. What up, Dustin? Good to see you, man. Thanks for joining the show. Ladies and gentlemen, the world famous Dustin Sims, everybody. An Alabama man, by the way. An Alabama man. CC, you have some Alabama brethren in the chat. CC's not here. But this is new territory. Let's talk a little college football Week 1. Because this is new territory for Alabama fans. Jen says she's safe from a dick thumping. Spoon said, what if I like it? Well, then pull your dick out. What did dog do? This is uncharted territory for Bama fans. Like, it's bad. Like, Bama fans, I saw a stat that said Bama under Saban, the entire time Saban was there, which was, let's see, how long? Nick Saban, Wikipedia. Saban was with Bama. He was with the Oilers from 88 to 89, by the way. Saban was with Bama from 2007 until 2023. Okay? He's with Bama from 07 to 23. And in that stretch, they had 4 losses to unranked opponents. Okay? 4 losses. Under the dipshit, DeBoer, I don't know how you say his name. It don't matter. He's not going to be there for much longer anyways. They've already lost 4 times in a year plus. He's been there 1 year plus, and they already have 4 losses to unranked opponents. Not good. Not good. Now, I will say, so they lost last year. Let's see. What was their schedule like last year? Let's see.
Heck yeah.
I don't see it. That's the media poll. No, I wanted their damn schedule. Oh, well. I guess I can just go to ESPN, pull it up. I will say this, and I kind of half-ass warned you. It wasn't like I didn't commit to it like I maybe should have. But I did say I thought Florida State was going to be better than people thought. And I did mention that briefly when we were talking about the matchup. Now, I don't know that I went as far as to predict an upset in such a fashion, but I also just felt like Bama was probably going to be a little overhyped at number 8. But you almost had to just because you weren't 100% sure. But damn. That sucks if you're Bama. And if you're Florida State, you got to feel really good about getting that kind of start. Because last year was not pretty for this team, for Florida State. Last year they lost to Tech, remember? And then they lost to BC, and then they lost to... I mean, they won 2 games last year. 2. Remember they had Ukulele or whatever the fuck his name was at QB? Then they switched to Glenn, and it didn't help, and they beat like Chickasaw State and Cal. And that was fucking it. Bama last year had losses to Vandy, OU, Michigan. All of those teams were unranked. And now FSU. Yikes. And they barely beat South Carolina 27-25. That OU loss was an ass whooping. And then they had it was weird though, because then they just, they thumped LSU, thumped Missouri, they beat Georgia. So it's just this weird, I don't know. It's weird. But I tell you, Bama's schedule this year. Let's take a look at that, because let's see what they're in for after that loss. You got ULM in Wisconsin. Then you got Georgia. Then you got Vandy. Well, we know how that's no cakewalk. Then you got Missouri, Tennessee, South Carolina, LSU, OU, EIU, and they end with Auburn. That little run right there, Tennessee, South Carolina, LSU, OU, that's not going to be fun. So they've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 ranked opponents left. All of those teams should still be ranked by the time they play them. Only one that may not be is South Carolina. I can see them doing some dumb shit. Possibly. Florida State, on the other hand, their only ranked opponents left, Miami, Clemson, and Florida. That's it. Miami, Clemson, and Florida. But Miami, boy, they look at Miami's schedule, y'all. We talked about this a little bit last week. They gotta have LSU, Miami. This is Florida schedule. LSU, Miami, Texas, A&M, Georgia, Ole Miss, Tennessee, and Florida State. Jesus. For fuck's sake. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 ranked opponents out of what? 12 games? 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah. 8 out of 12 of their games are against ranked opponents. That's crazy. Crazy. So Bama's in a little bit of trouble because the way that they looked against Florida State, I don't know about Georgia. I don't think we get a repeat of last year against Georgia. I just don't. The way LSU handled Clemson, I'm not so sure they beat LSU. So yeah, I mean, that could be 3 losses right there. Does 3 losses get you in the playoffs? Probably. But they're still going to have to deal with Tennessee, South Carolina, and OU. And Auburn's not going to be a cakewalk just because it's a rivalry game. So Bama's got a lot of work to do. I mean, the season's not over, but they have work to do. Season is lost in week 1. There's Florida. Now, speaking of shitty weeks, Texas didn't have a great week. I told you on this fine program last week on Thursday that Arch Manning would probably prove all of the hype was worthy, but I just felt like he was not great last year and a little bit overrated. And it showed. But at the same time, he also played probably one of the best defenses in college football, if not the best defense in college football. Certainly up there. And it was his first, start of the season. It was on the road. A lot of pressure going in as number 1. I mean, it was a lot. There was a lot going on. And I don't know that if I'll put it this way. I don't think, in my opinion, from what I watched, and I had the game on, I didn't study it like I probably should have, but I don't know that Sark used him the right way. So I felt like maybe they should have, the way they used Arch last year, maybe they should have done a little more of that. But there was also 2 4th downs that they didn't convert because Ohio State's defense is just that good that if they do convert, maybe we're talking about a different story here. This is not like Texas got blown out. This was 2 really, really good defenses and maybe just 2 bad offenses. I don't know. I think we saw 2 great defenses make 2 okay offenses look bad, and 2 offenses that are going to get better as the season goes on. But again, I'll say Arch Manning might be a little overhyped, at least for now. He's got work to do to prove me wrong. That's for sure. And that Texas schedule, this is what it looks like. They've got some layups till they get to Florida. They got 3, in fact, to figure it out. And what's going to happen is Arch is going to go into San Jose State and UTEP and Sam Houston State, and they're going to put up 55, and everybody's going to be like, oh, man. But then they're going to play Florida, and that's going to be tough, but they're going to win that. Even though it's on the road, they'll win that. But then they're going to have to play OU, and that rivalry game is going to be different. And that'll be his first real test since this game. And that's when we'll kind of get an idea of the Arch Manning we're going to see the rest of the season, is that OU game. But then Texas kind of just saunters into the postseason, really. They can get past Florida and OU. They're good. Will they beat Georgia? I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. That's a 50-50 thing right now. They'll beat A&M. But it's 50-50 with Georgia. They'll probably, split Florida OU. So we'll call that 1-1. They'll win all these other games. So what we're talking about is a potential 3-loss Texas team. Potentially. At worst. To me, that's their worst case scenario. They could win all those games. But I also didn't think Texas was worthy of the number 1 spot. But, you had to give it to somebody. I wasn't really impressed with any of these teams. To a certain degree. You had to give it to somebody. So there's that. And then we come to the last team that I want to kind of look ahead briefly. And that's Ohio State. And their schedule looks like this. You got Texas on there. Then you got a whole bunch of wow. Last year at this time, I sat in front of this camera and I went through Oregon's schedule. And I told you Oregon had one real test. I said Oregon had one test. And if I'm not mistaken, let me see. Let me look up the schedule from last year for Oregon. I said if they could beat Ohio State. Yeah, it was in October. I said if they could beat Ohio State, Oregon would go undefeated. And sure enough, they got all the way to the quarterfinals and lost to Ohio State again when they played them. But they were 13-0 going into that. I think we're seeing something similar here with Ohio State this year. Now that they've beaten Texas, they have one real test left, and that is Penn State. So all Ohio State has to do is beat Penn State, and I think that they go undefeated. The good news is they get Penn State at home. Now, Penn State is really good. A lot of people think this could be Penn State's year to win a natty. Penn State just always seems like one of those teams that's snake bitten. Or snake bit, I guess is the right word. So I don't know if, we're going to find out who Penn State is when they play Oregon at the end of the month. And they really only have 2 tests. It's Oregon and Ohio State. So they're going to get a really high seed in the playoffs also. So we're not going to really know who Penn State is until they get in the playoffs. Because that's kind of what happened to Oregon. Is they got past the one game with Ohio State that they barely won, by the way. Barely won. 32-31. They went undefeated. And then they get to the playoffs and they got their ass whooped. Now, I'm not suggesting that's going to happen with this Ohio State team or this Penn State team. I would certainly lean more towards that something like that happening with Penn State than I would Ohio State. I think Ohio State is better coached. They have better players. But I could see that happening in Penn State where they don't really get tested. They got a cakewalk into the playoffs and then get busted in the mouth. But at least they play Ohio State once. But their other test is Oregon, so that's good, and it's at home, though. They go on the road to play Ohio State, so that'll be good. That'll be a good test. So that's it. And that should be a number 1 versus number 2 by the time we get there on November 1st. Ohio State, Penn State. unless Penn State loses to Oregon. But I don't see Ohio State losing between then and now. So all Penn State has to do is beat Oregon. Ohio State will be fine. And November 1st, we'll get a 1 versus 2. And you might be asking, well, how do I know it's 1 versus 2, Barry? How do you know that? Well, I'm glad you asked. Because the AP Top 25 poll is out, and here it is. Number 1, Ohio State. Number 2, Penn State. Because they beat Nevada. Number 3, LSU. See, I'm not so sure about that. LSU was 9 previously. Penn State was 2 previously. Ohio State was 3. If you want my opinion, see, a lot of people would say, well, if Texas was 1, shouldn't Penn State be moved to 1? How does Ohio... That I get. But if LSU beat the number 4 ranked team in the country in Clemson, and it was a close game, it was a good game, I'm kind of inclined to make LSU your number 2 team in the country right now. That's just me. Don't get mad at me, Penn State fans. But I kind of take umbrage with this top 25 right now. But we'll get through it, and then I'll tell you the rest. So LSU is 3, Georgia is 4, because they had that really tough game against Marshall. Miami 5 with a big win over Notre Dame. They move up from 10 to 5. Oregon is 6. They move up 1 spot for beating Montana State. The Longhorns fall from 1 to 7. I think that's too much also. It's not like they got blown out. They lost by 1 score. They had a 4th and goal that they got stuffed. They had another 4th down. This was not a blowout where they should have tumbled, but I get why. It was because Arch Manning didn't look good. The offense looked stagnant, but they played a really good defense. And it's not like Ohio State's offense looked great either. They only managed 14 points. Hell, for that matter, that Penn State Miami game, that LSU Clemson game wasn't sexy. So Clemson falls from 4 to 8. Notre Dame falls from 6 to number 9. And rounding out your top 10, South Carolina jumps from 13 to 10 by beating Virginia Tech. Number 11. A team that I just still think is going to be overrated. Illinois. They were ranked 12th. They move up to 11. Says Illinois 49-point wins, the second highest margin in the season, blah, blah, blah. Arizona State, 12. Florida Gators are 13. Florida State goes from not ranked to 14. Good for them. Michigan falls a spot to 15. Iowa State moves up from 22 to 16 with a win over Kansas State in week 0 and South Dakota in week 1. SMU is 17. Oklahoma is 18. The Aggies stay at 19. We'll get to that in a minute. Ole Miss is 20. Alabama falls from 8 to 21. Tennessee moves up 2 spots to 22. Indiana falls from 20 to 23. Texas Tech falls a spot to 24, even after winning 67-7, but whatever. Utah, the Utes beat UCLA 43-10 and go unranked to number 25. There you go. So there's your top 25 AP poll. First one of the year. Fun. So let's see. Here's an easier way to see it. Big changes I would make. I'd probably flip-flop LSU and Penn State. I'd probably move Texas up a few spots. I'd definitely put them ahead of Oregon for now. I'd also give Miami a little more credit for beating Clemson than that. I think Illinois is still overrated, but whatever. I don't know how they move up a spot, but okay. Florida moved up. Florida State at 14 is interesting. You have to decipher how good or bad is Alabama to determine where you're going to put Florida State at. Alex said U of H should be number 1. Okay, Tony Villanueva. Clarence said, I think Clemson should be ahead of Texas. Yeah, I don't disagree with that either. Well, no, I do actually. I disagree with that. I disagree. First of all, it was a 1-touchdown game. So it wasn't a blowout on either side. And it was 1 versus 3. So, I mean, you technically could have flip-flopped them. Like, you could have taken Texas and Ohio State and flip-flopped them in the polls, and I would have been fine with that. And I don't know that there's a lot of people who would have argued with you. I mean, I'm sure there would be, but I wouldn't have argued with you at all. Miami played Notre Dame. Yes, I probably said it wrong. Yeah, Miami played Notre Dame. Wait, no. Wait a minute. Linda, listen. Who am I saying? Yeah, Miami played Notre Dame. What was I saying? Clemson, LSU played Clemson. Yeah. Kansas State looks awful. We deserve to not be ranked. Well, where's the rank for North Carolina? Yeah, we're going to get to that in just a second. So that's the point. I mean, again, I would have been fine. Flip-flopping Texas and Ohio State. But I also think LSU should be in front of Penn State for their win against Clemson. So, but that's just me. As bad as Bama lost, should they have fallen further? Should they be out of the top 25? You lose to an unranked team that bad, should you still be 21? Yeah, but Clemson, Clarence said, just saying to my eyes, Clemson played better than Texas, but that might be indicative of Ohio State's defensive overall. And that's my point. Clemson didn't play the number 1 team in the country or the number 3 team in the country. But the number 1 team in the country and the number 3 team in the country had to play each other. Right? And I think there's a big difference, even just in those 2 programs and maybe 1 or 2 others and everybody else. I mean, in all honesty, I think that this year you're probably looking at Ohio State, Penn State, LSU, Texas, probably Georgia, maybe Miami. And we'll have to see what Oregon is. But I think that's it. I mean, there's a big fall off after that. And not all of those teams are going undefeated, right? But yeah, I mean, that's the cream of the crop right there. And I think it panned out that way too. But I think Texas is still included in that mix. I don't think I would say the same thing about Clemson. Clemson looked good. Don't get me wrong. Clemson looked real good. But I don't think Clemson is I wouldn't put Clemson in the same class as Ohio State, Penn State, LSU, and even Texas, with Texas losing. But they're in that second tier. They're right below them. Yeah, Bama does have an everything problem. Nate said Bama got a coaching problem. Bama got an everything problem. Recruiting, coaching, motivation, playing. Tony said Ohio State was helped on their first touchdown with defensive penalties. Yeah, I mean, you can't. But they got a big stop, too. So, I mean, I don't know. It all works out in the wash to me. What up, Joe Pro? Good to see you. Let's see. First year of the Penn State worries me, Jen said. Yeah, I think that's the consensus, right? I think that's kind of what people are thinking is like the recruiting and everything else is going to be, they're going to show well. Joe Bro said this smells like a classic year for UT to climb in the rankings, A&M be out of the top 25, but still pull a spoiler upset for that game. Yeah, probably not. As good as that Texas defense looked, and as much as A&M's offense struggled in the first half against a shit team, and I shouldn't say shit team, against an inferior team. I mean, there's no reason that A&M should have struggled like they did in the first half. I mean, you can't run the ball. That was supposed to be their bread and butter. And I get it. Somebody was talking about it. I think it was Kirk Herbstreit was like, oh, defenses are way ahead of offenses and blah, blah, blah. No excuse. No excuse. That was UTSA, I think, is who A&M played. I think they played UTSA. Typical Aggies. Yeah, UTSA. It's typical Aggies relying on special teams touchdowns and to get them going and get field position. And no. That's typical. It was not dominant. It was bleh. So I have no hope for them right now. None. What up, Reyes? Oh, yeah. Agreed, Tony. Ohio State still wins. It just wasn't a blowout. Yeah, and that's been my point. That's kind of my point is, yeah. It was a very close game. Texas is not bad. That's the thing is I think people kind of want to jump on this whole, well, Texas was a fraud and this and no, they're not. No, they're not. Texas will be there in the end. Texas will be one of the last teams standing in college football. Even I said right now, I have 4 teams each in SEC and Big Ten, ACC with 2 teams, and Big 12 with only 1 team in the CFP. Group of 5 conference winner gets number 12 seed. Arch might be a fraud, but the team itself is playoff bound. Yeah. You know what? It's going to sound crazy, but would it surprise you guys if Arch got benched? I mean, it would surprise me because I just don't think you can do that with the hype, but it also wouldn't surprise me just based on what I've seen. He just hasn't lived up to the hype yet. I don't know if the name is too big for the talent, if they don't match. It's a lot of pressure. It's a lot of pressure to carry that name on the back of the jersey and play that position. If he's playing quarterback or inside linebacker, this is a whole different story. That's a whole different story. But to play that position and carry that name on the back of the jersey. I don't give a shit that you're not one of the brothers. Doesn't matter. And if I had to hear Gus Johnson tell us that he got his athletic ability from his mom one more time, I was going to vomit in my fucking drink. Someone compared him to Sims. That's a good comparison. I think that these next 3 weeks with reps will get him right. I think he needs it, but it's not like he didn't get reps last year. And this is kind of what we saw last year. That's why I said last week on this program, I'm not a firm believer in Arch. Will he prove me wrong? Probably. Maybe. He should. All of those caveats and things and such and whatnot and heretofore. But deep in my heart of Texas, I don't. If you made me pick one or the other, Arch, hero or bust, those are my only two choices. Hero or bust, and I had to bet everything I had on it. And I could only go with what my gut said. Just what I feel. Not what I see or what all of the experts are saying, so I should probably lean that way. But just, I'd probably go bust. And I know that's not a popular opinion. And by bust, Tony, you bring up a good point. If he's just average, is that bust? Yes. Yes, it is. If Arch Manning just ends up being average, he's a bust. With all of the hype that surrounded him, that's considered a bust to me. So he doesn't have to be benched and third string and never play again to be a bust. He just has to be meh. Maybe, fringe Heisman, if that, or, you know what I mean? Like, there's questions of whether he'll get a Heisman sniff or he is, but we know he's not going to win it because there's other dudes. Like, all of the hype around Arch means Arch should have been, like, he should be a lock for the Heisman. That team should win a natty. Like, that's just what it's been like. So anything short of any of that, is it a bust? Donna said, did y'all see the meme where Eli and Peyton are pointing to Arch and said he's adopted? That's funny. That's real funny. I believe in Joe Hendry. You believe in Joe Hendry. Oh, okay. I don't even know who that is. Joe. Am I supposed to know who this is? Joe Hendry. Who does he play for? Oh, he's a fucking wrestler? Jesus Christ. No wonder I don't know who this is. I'm over here thinking he plays. I'm like, who does he play for? Is he like a backup quarterback for like the Louisiana Raging Cajuns or some shit that I don't know about that Clarence does? Nope. He's a wrestler. The fuck out of here. Boo. Amos said they better stop hating on my boy Cooper Manning's athleticism. He's actually the most athletic Manning outside of his dad. Him and Peyton used to light up those 2A Catholic schools. Yeah, well, what happened? Huh? Well, what happened, Amos? If he was so damn athletic and great, what happened? Didn't think so. I want to hear it. Oh, Arch Manning was the best Manning. At what? Scrabble? Nerves in his neck ended his career. Well, whatever. All right. Okay. Real quick on the Aggies. Oh, I already talked about them. We don't need to belabor the point. You don't need to hear any more about that shit squad. There's a headline that says "Sinner cursed. Drake bets 300K on U.S. Open win." Oh, you're so fucked. You're so fucked. Damn. That sucks. Yannick Sinner to win U.S. Open. Drake put 300K on it. Ugh. Arch said he had back injury that ended his career. Whatever. I don't believe you. Michael Parsons' agent said he wanted to stay with the Cowboys. That's what his agent said. His agent was David Mulgety. Or is David Mulgety. Parsons had never planned to sit out the season and would have played for the Cowboys in Thursday's opener if he had not been traded, David Mulgety said. That's what he told ESPN's First Take. Mulgety said the Cowboys were never told that Parsons would not play. Never, quote, Mulgety said. I mean, Micah loves the game too much. He was going to play no matter what. In fact, Mulgety contends Parsons' first choice was to remain in Dallas. Quote, I think the most important thing is Micah wanted to be a Cowboy. He grew up cheering for the Cowboys, wore the blue and white at Penn State, wore it in the NFL with the Dallas Cowboys. He wanted to be a Cowboy. He did everything he could for him to remain a Cowboy. It says, if you're a then 25-year-old football player and your boss, who happens to be the most powerful person in the NFL, starts talking about contracts, it's hard for you to end that conversation. So they had a conversation. Micah nodded his head out of respect. Obviously, there's a power dynamic that's a little different there. One guy's the owner of the team and the GM, and the other one is Micah Parsons, a young 25-year-old football player. So I'm not sure if there was miscommunication by the time Micah walked out, but at no point did Micah believe he was negotiating a contract. So that was just like when Jerry was saying that he thought he had a deal with Micah, and then his agent said no. It says that Mulgety said the Cowboys would not negotiate with him since owner and general manager Jerry Jones believed he had reached an agreement on a deal directly with Parsons following a March 18 meeting between the two. Which, come on, I don't know if I believe that. I think what happened is Micah was like, yeah, okay. And then he went and told his agent. His agent was like, nah, bro, that's my job. You just fucked us both out of a lot of money. Sit down and let me do my job. You just cost yourself and me a shit ton of money, bro. I'll fix it. I'll fix it. Go sit down. Clarence said, beer coming in nicely. Almost good enough for me to roast. Yeah, that's coming up soon. You'll have No Shave November is going to be crazy. I will say this. I saw somebody say, it was reported out of Green Bay that Green Bay's, the offensive line in Green Bay, well, all the players in Green Bay are like, holy shit. We're so glad this dude is playing for us. They said he has been an absolute beast in practice so far. So, interesting. Here's an interesting story. This out of college football says LSU's Brian Kelly questions Dabo Sweeney's grading system. I didn't see this, but it says, while Dabo Swinney isn't inflating LSU's grade for beating his team Saturday, Kelly is ready to give the Clemson coach, an incomplete for his evaluation. Both coaches waited on a Tuesday on how LSU 17-10 win at Clemson should be viewed. After trailing 10-3 at half, LSU outscored Clemson 14-0. Finished with significant edges in total yards and first downs. It was a hell of a game down to the last play, Dabo Swinney said this weekly news conference. Right out of the gate. It's like getting the final exam on day one of class. They made a 65, we made a 58. Neither one of us were great. Kelly had not won a season opener at LSU before Saturday, and the victory was his first with the Tigers against an AP top 5 opponent. I thought we dominated him in the second half, so he's a really, really good grader for himself, giving himself a 58. Or he's a really, really hard grader on us. Or he didn't see the second half, which that might be the case. He might not have wanted to see the second half. Oh, I love it. Clemson's a darn good football team, Kelly said. That's a top-notch team, and they're going to be a team in the hunt for the playoff picture. We hope we are too. But it was only one game, so I don't know if he's a hard grader or an easy grader, but I like the way that we played in the second half. That's hilarious. I don't know if he saw the second half. You got to love it. Dabo Swinney is such a jackass. Bro, stop. I mean, look, neither one of them did play great. He's right. But don't sit there and act like you didn't get your ass whooped. Knock it off, Dabo. You just look bitter. You look bitter. Just be happy you're still in the top 10 after losing. You look like a jerkwad. Jerkwad. All right, couple other things here. Got the Parsons thing. We're going to do this. He is a whiner. You are correct. We're going to do that. We have a birthday today, too. Well, it was yesterday, but we're going to celebrate it today. She was here earlier, but she might have left. She probably left. She probably did. Uh-oh. Let me see. Delete. We don't need all that. Let's see. Download. Boop. Boop. All right, get those downloaded. Man, I have another fantasy draft tonight. I'm not looking forward to that because I got shit to do. I have things to do, people. I don't be having time for no stupid ass fantasies. Okay. Let's see here. There we go. Oop. Cut. Shows. Paste. All right. Real fast. Oh, Reyes got engaged. Yeah, congrats to Reyes, man. Dabo sucks. Yes, Dabo does suck. I did want to say thanks to Donna. She filled this. She sent it in after the fact because they were at the Astros game during our show on Thursday. So I just wanted to circle back and say thank you to my sweet Donna. Along with, it never hurts to say thank you twice to PB Dubs and to Sylvia for their Thankful Thursdays. So thank you, Donna. Thank you, Sylvia. Thank you, Dubs, for your continued support of this fine, stupid show. It is very much appreciated. Now, without further ado, let's go ahead and get this going. Come on. Yeah! Happy birthday, Shelly! Give me a drink. Speaking of drinks, I made different drinks this week that I've never made before. I'll tell you about them in a minute. We got to do Shelly's birthday first. It's so good to have Shelby back. It's good to see her. Wait. Oh, Reyes is not smoking. Wait, Reyes said not. What? Reyes, you didn't get engaged or you're not smoking? I'm confused. All right, well, this is going to be about Shelby's birthday. Let's focus on that. Focus, people. This is about Shelby. This is about Shelby, a down, dirty deckhead, the sweetest. I miss Shelbsters in the chat. So it's been good to see her as of late. Shelby, so good to have you back in when you can be here. Love you, miss you. Do want to say happy birthday to you. I hope things are going well. Always good to keep up with you on the Book of Faces. You and the kiddos and the better half. I will say it was, for those of you that don't know, I had the privilege to marry Shelby and her worse half at the Houston Improv. It was their first ever marriage on stage, and I got to officiate the ceremony. I went out and got my license to do weddings just for them. So they have a special place in my heart and always will. So Shelby, I love you, sweet dear. I hope you had a great birthday yesterday. I hope it was great. And happy birthday to you, sweetie. I hope you got some road ahead. Hand job, however it works, you know. I hope you didn't have to give Roadhead or a hand job. How about that, Shelby? Hope you got some peace and quiet and nobody talked to you and you just got to hang out and get some mom time in the tub by yourself. Yeah? I mean, not where you like did any dirties. Anyways, happy birthday, Shelby. Love you, girl. Cheers. It's so smooth. Gotta get you some Basil Hayden, y'all. God damn, it's so smooth. It's the smoothest whiskey I have ever drank. Honest to God. It is the absolute smoothest whiskey I've ever drank. Period. I've never drank anything smooth. Including like really, really expensive stuff. It's crazy how good it is. Shelby. Happy birthday, girl. We love you. All right, there it is. That was Shelby's birthday. This is if you're curious, this is what I'm doing these. This is what's smooth. Get you some of this Basil Hayden. This is a small batch, I think. Is this a small batch? Yeah. This is Basil Hayden small batch. Get you some of that. This shit is amaze balls. What up, Big Stout? Good to see you, man. Oh, Cisco, you've made all my dreams come true, brother. All of them. All of them. That's dope, dude. Congratulations, Reyes. Congratulations. I'm glad she made an honest man out of you. Okay. So, we've got a lot in already. We've got, we still got to do the NFL worst QB situations. We have to get that in. Yes. What else? Let's see. Nope, that's closed. Close. Oh, that's so funny. Look, just to show you, this is hilarious. This was an article on The Athletic going into the college football weekend. Texas QB Arch Manning is a safe bet to live up to the hype and then some. Oops. Yeah, Perry, he's been back a couple of days, brother. Reyes, when did you come back? Not last week, the week before, right? Yeah, Reyes has been back in the chat for a couple weeks now. That's correct. He came back, like 2 weeks ago. Yeah, but that's a big deal. When Reyes, have y'all set a date? Did y'all set a wedding date? All right, let me get my last couple of articles here. That was interesting. Yeah, we just got through going through it. Big Style said the shoe is not an easy place to play, and I'm not a Texas fan. Maybe a Manning fan. He'll be fine. I don't know, man. I just got through saying it. Something in my gut tells me he's overhyped, bro. I just feel it. I just think he's overhyped. Yep, we can talk about Astros Yankees and save that topic for tomorrow. Yeah, we could do that. And the NFL worst quarterback situations? Yeah, we could do that. We can save TCU UNC for tomorrow. Is it open bar? That's a good point. They said that about Eli and Early Peyton. Well, I don't know who they is, but I don't know. I'm always right. Okay, not true. What? Oh. Okay. Wasn't here last week. Extremely shitty week last week. That sucks, bro. That sucks. Spoon. That is true. That is true. You are always right because that is your last name. All right. We'll put this on the list. NFL decision maker predictions for 2025. Lions stumble. We kind of went over that when we went through the rankings or schedules. Listen, if Texas is terrible, better for me. Go Dogs. Yeah. Ask me anything about anything. Dale is really nervous about your roast. Oh, is he? Oh, were they all talking about this on the radio? Are they all talking about it on the radio? For those of you that didn't hear, Friday, I'll be at the ESPN 97.5 listener party. I will be doing the roast of ESPN 97.5. Uh-oh. What happened to all the Twitch? There it goes. I will be at the listener party. I will be performing stand-up, but it's mostly just going to be me roasting all the hosts for about 10 minutes. So I've already had one of them text me. I won't say who, but one of them was like, hey, you don't have to run your jokes by me. Whatever you want to say is fine. Yes, they're paying me, Spoon. I ain't doing shit for free. Spoon said, are they paying me? Yes. I'm a professional, bro. I don't work for free. I don't do shit for free. What did I want to talk about? There was something that I wanted to bring up. What the shit did I want to bring up? Man, there was something. What the fuck was it? By the way, Spoon, I missed it, man. Thank you for resubscribing for 26 months. Oh, how the hell I missed that? He said, boom, roasted, Bama. Oh, we didn't do the poll from Evil Death. Shit, that's my bad, Evil Death. Here, let's do this poll real quick. Get on this poll. Oh, that's what we're going to do. Talk Yankees. Astros. Here, let me copy this poll real quick. Damn it. Close. Evil Death poll. This is a good poll, too. Which college football fan base has the worst season opener weekend? Which CFB fan base had the worst? I'm just going to put weekend. Let's see the choices. Hold on, let's see. picks. You had Texas, Bama, and North Carolina. Okay. New poll. All right. It's going to be a 5-minute poll. Get on my poll. We'll put this on YouTube also. Start a poll. Texas, Bama, UNC. All right, vote. Vote. Texas, Bama, UNC. Who had the worst? You have 5 minutes to vote. In the meantime, that FSU loss was terrible. You got to roast Fred too, even though he's dead. I don't know about roasting dead people. I don't know. That might be in poor taste. It's kind of in poor taste. Not my style, Amos. Not my style. Let's talk, Fred Fowler. Let's talk a little Astros and Yankees. And we'll just talk MLB in general, shit. Because it's nut cutting time, really. It's September. So they're down to they're posting the playoff trackers and all that. So now is when everybody's like, oh shit. Things starting to get serious here. So let me pull up let's pull up the standings first. Yankees 2.5 back of Toronto, so is Boston. Those teams essentially tied. Oh no, Fred Davis hadn't passed. No, I won't roast Jerome. Astros 3 up on Seattle, 4.5 up on the Rangers. Rangers have won 6 in a row. Have increased their odds of making the playoffs to a whopping 17%. Oh man, look at Total Dallas bragging. I saw him post something on the Discord. He's like, I'm just going to leave this here. Oh, wow. Did you really just pull your little micro penis out and slap it on the Discord? Like, come on, bro. Really? That is the micro penis equivalent. I mean, you're 4.5 back. You have a 17% chance of making the playoffs. Come on, fam. Come on. So, yeah. Yeah, it is time for magic numbers. It's magic number season. Here's some others. Let's see. Detroit 9 up on KC. KC's pretty much out of it. 10% chance. Tampa and Baltimore pretty much out of it. I mean, look, top 3 in the East are making the playoffs. Dunskies. There's only really a question in the West. And it's not out of the realm of possibility that Texas catches either Seattle or Houston. It's not crazy. They have the pitching to do it. As much shit as I would like to give Total Dallas, and as much shit as I like to talk, the Astros have not looked good. There's no dancing around it. The Astros haven't looked good. They're about to play, I won't say a red hot Yankees team, but Yankees are coming in at 7-3 over their last 10. They're vying for a division title, and they're trying to hold off, the Red Sox and catch Toronto. They would like a number 1 seed. So it's not crazy. Sorry, this might be about Nora's car. Oh, I didn't tell you all the story. Fuck. My wife is so great. Do we have time? I'll tell you. Remind me tomorrow to tell you the story about Nora's car. It's insane. I can't believe I forgot to tell you today. Tomorrow, I have to tell you this story about us going to buy her car. Fucking crazy. Fucking crazy. Okay. Phillies 6 games up, Milwaukee 5.5 up, and the Dodgers 2.5 up. But Dodgers and Padres are making the playoffs. Milwaukee and Chicago are making the playoffs, and Philly and New York. So, I mean, it's all been decided in the National League. It's all but been decided in the American League. The only team that really has an outside shot is the Rangers. And again, I'm not going to tell you that it's out of the realm of possibilities that they don't make the playoffs. Here's the wild card, right? Rangers are 1.5 back of Seattle for a wild card. Even though it says they have a 17% chance over here, this is playoffs. It says they have a 17 or 18% chance. Look, that's only a game and a half. Seattle hasn't been great in their last 10. They're 5-5. If we pull up schedules down the stretch, Seattle has Tampa, Atlanta, St. Louis, the Angels, the Royals, the Astros, the Rockies, and the Dodgers. Oof. That's not easy. The Rangers have the Diamondbacks, the Astros, the Brewers, the Mets, the Astros, the Marlins, the Twins, and Cleveland. Well, they play the Astros 6 times. As bad as the Astros have been playing, the Rangers could catch the Astros right there. They don't play the Mariners again. Interesting. The Mets is not going to be easy. Arizona, they should win that series easily. Milwaukee's going to be tough. Miami should be easy. The Twins should be easy. And Cleveland should be easy. The Rangers have an easy schedule down the stretch. Like, real easy. Mariners could miss the playoffs. So I don't know if I completely agree with these two numbers right here. I could see Texas making the playoffs and the Mariners not. Very easily. And the Astros down the stretch. Well, we know they got the Yankees. We'll get into that here in just a second. But they have the Rangers, the Blue Jays, the Braves, the Rangers, Seattle, the A's, and the Angels. That ain't easy either. No, I'm an Astros fan. I'm not a Rangers fan. But I'm honest. Trust me, I hate the fucking Rangers. I can't stand the goddamn Rangers. Like, cannot stand the fucking Rangers. Astros Rangers is like Yankees Mets. But this would be like me being a Yankees fan and telling you I think the Mets can make the playoffs. But that's what I try to do. That's what I try to do on this show, though, Big Stout, is I try to be honest and transparent. I don't let my homerism get in the way of my opinions. I try to be objective. I try to be objective if nothing else. If nothing else, I try to be objective. Big Stout said no Yankee slander. Oh, don't worry. I'm not going to slander the Yankees. I have not yet. Unless I think it's warranted, and then I will. But I don't think it's warranted right now. Shut up, Spoon. A's and Angels are trap games. The A's might be a trap game. For sure. And they didn't look great against the Angels. They split. This is not an easy schedule down the stretch for the Astros. It is not inconceivable for the Rangers to win this division, especially with their pitching. It's really not. Do I think they will? No. But it's not inconceivable because they have the best pitching in baseball. Period. But they've got to start hitting better. But they've been putting up runs as of late. Look at that. 7, 20, 9, and 7 in extras. But, I mean, that was against the A's, though, and that was on the road. And the A's, that ballpark is a minor league ballpark. So I might take that into consideration. But they put up 10 against the Guardians. And again, that was my big beef at the trade deadline. Rangers didn't do anything to help their weakness, which was offense. They just added more pitching to an already elite pitching staff. Kind of like the Yankees. They needed bullpen help. They needed more starting pitching, and they didn't help themselves either way. Seattle got better, and it's showing. We'll see. It's going to be interesting. As far as this weekend, Astros, Yankees, big matchup for both teams, really. Valdez and Fried tonight, Alexander and Warren tomorrow, and Javier and Rodon on Thursday. One on TBS and True TV tonight, one on MLB Network and Prime Video tomorrow, and then the other one on MLB Network on Thursday. Let's see. Astros are a plus 110, Yankees minus 130 on the road. Matchup predictor has the Yankees as a slight favorite, which, look, the way that this Astros lineup has struggled to push runs across the plate, especially with runners in scoring position, should not be a shock. Fried has pitched really well. I mean, the ERA and the WHIP both prove it as such. What I want to see, though, is both of these guys. When you go to ESPN, you can look up. Hold on, let me stretch this a little bit. You can do batter pitcher on both. There we go. Here we go. Yeah. See, Yankees hitting about 300 against Fromber with an 829 OPS. Whoo. Astros, on the other hand, about a 760 OPS, hitting 299. So that's not terrible. Christian Walker has done real well. Ramon Urias is not. Cam Smith has, but he's just shit the bed as of late. Jesus Sanchez has had really good luck. Pena is over 8. Jazz doesn't count. Dubon doesn't really count. Yiner's had good luck. Correa, decent. Jordan, decent. And Altuve, of course, is the Yankees' daddy. So, but I'm just worried about this. Fromber obviously has not pitched well against the Yankees. It's at home. What is Fromber's home road splits? I'd love to see that. Let's see. Okay. Yeah, 170 ERA at home, 474 on the road. And Fried, 371 on the road, 234 at home. Okay. So, problem will be, can the Astros produce with the runners in scoring position? I think they lose this game. They probably lose this series, if I'm being honest. I think they probably lose this series. Let me go back. We can look at tomorrow and the next day. Tomorrow, Warren and Alexander, slight advantage for Warren. But same, I want to see the pitching matchups. And then Thursday, Rodon and Javier. Javier, I mean, Rodon, we know what he is, but Javier, we still kind of don't know just because we still don't have a good body of work with him coming back from injury. So it's hard to really tell in that regard. But that might be the one game that the Astros can salvage. What's Rodon's splits look like? Yeah, he got a 3.47 road ERA. Alexander and Will Warren. Yeah. Oh, Will Warren on the road has not been good. 5.58 ERA. That might be the game they salvage. Shit. There you go. Maybe the Astros can take 2 out of 3 if Javier can get his shit together. It's really going to depend on if the Astros hit. And not even hit. Can the Astros push some of those runs across with the runners in scoring position? Because it fucking killed them in August. I don't know what the answer is, but they haven't had it. They just have not had it. So, but it seems like Yankees as of late have not had a problem scoring. You can see, let's see here. Yeah, look at that. So 10, 10, 11, 10, 7. I mean, they're 12. Oh, no, that was when they lost. 13, 12. Yankees are going to have no problem scoring. So the Astros pitching better get right in a hurry. It's nut cutting time. I'm a little nervous. And if you're an Astros fan, you should be a little nervous too. I'll just tell you right now. I know that says 90-something% chance of making the playoffs. I don't feel it. I don't feel good. Not the way they're playing. This team has proven it. They are a team full of winners, but they're not playing like it. Jordan getting back helps. Cam Smith's going to have to figure something out. This pitching staff is going to hit a groove, hopefully. But your starters are only going out once every 5th day, and there's only a month left. That's not a lot of starts to ramp up for the playoffs. I'm just nervous, man. This team, this does not give you the confidence and the vibe of the Astros of old. And the Yankees, for whatever reason, have really seemed to have figured things out in the second half, as opposed to the Yankees team of the first half. I mean, I won't say it's night and day, but this does look like a different Yankees team. So hold on to your butts, Astros fans. Shit's gonna get real. All right. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Man, I got so much shit to do. And I have a draft tonight. Do not let me forget. I'm going to go ahead and put it on here now. Car story. Okay. Thank you, Flip. Thank you, Alex. I'll see you all. Congratulations again to Christopher Reyes. Happy birthday to Shelby. Good to see you, Big Stout. Thanks for coming back. And I will see you all tomorrow. We'll catch up on some baseball. We'll talk some North Carolina college football. And then maybe, poll results. Fan base that had it the worst this college football week 1, Bama. 75% of you said Bama on Twitch. And over on YouTube, 67% of you. I mean, it was only 3 votes, but so much for rocking the vote, losers. All right, I'll see y'all tomorrow. Go Astros! Feel like the same last year. Hopefully it's not one of them done. Yeah, that's the concern about this team in the playoffs. I felt much better when they had like Hader healthy. That's one of those things, man. That's a big part of it, and I don't know. The offense, I feel like the bats get hot and they'll be in good shape, but I still think missing Hader is going to be a big thing in the playoffs. Huge. So we'll see. All right, love you guys. Have a great night, man. Enjoy the Astros game or whatever the hell you watch. I'll see you tomorrow. Do it again. Swarm! All right. Until then, do me 3 favors, everybody. Be safe, be kind, and most importantly, love each other. We'll see y'all tomorrow. Thank you, Joe Pro. Oh, is it nice outside? Yeah, I'm going to do my draft on the patio, smoke a cigar, and drink some whiskey. Oh, I didn't even talk about the drinks I had. I got to do that tomorrow, too. Cool. All right. See y'all tomorrow. Bye, everybody. Have a great night. And he's making a YouTube video.